Imagine a world where the very fabric of reality is woven with hidden meanings, where every symbol carries a deeper truth, waiting to be uncovered by those who dare to seek. This is the world of Manly P. Hall, a philosopher, mystic, and scholar who dedicated his life to decoding the secrets of the universe. But what exactly are these symbols, and why are they so important in the quest for knowledge? Manly P. Hall, one of the most influential esoteric thinkers of the 20th century, believed that symbols were the key to understanding the hidden truths of existence. According to Hall, the universe is filled with hidden wisdom, a wisdom that has been passed down through secret societies and ancient traditions, from the Egyptians to the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, and beyond. These traditions, while often shrouded in mystery, have always had one thing in common: the use of symbols as a means of conveying deeper, often sacred knowledge. For Hall, symbols were not mere representations or decorative art. They were the language of the divine, a code that could unlock the mysteries of the cosmos. From the ancient Egyptian Ankh to the geometric precision of the flower of life, every symbol held a truth that, once understood, could lead to enlightenment. But why symbols? Why not just plain words or written texts? The answer lies in the nature of these symbols themselves. Hall argued that symbols are powerful because they speak directly to the unconscious mind. Unlike words, which can be easily distorted or misunderstood, symbols tap into the deeper layers of our psyche, bypassing the logical, analytical mind and speaking to our intuition. In this way, symbols connect us to a higher consciousness, allowing us to perceive truths that transcend ordinary human understanding. But how do we decode these symbols? According to Hall, it requires more than just knowledge. It requires initiation. The wisdom hidden in these symbols can only be accessed by those who have undergone a process of spiritual and intellectual awakening. This initiation is not something that can be rushed. It is a gradual, transformative journey that requires patience, discipline, and an open mind. In the next section, we will delve deeper into how Hall's teachings explored the use of symbols in the esoteric traditions and how these symbols are connected to the ancient wisdom that has shaped human history. The esoteric language of symbols. As we continue our journey into the world of Manly P. Hall's teachings, we begin to uncover the role of symbols in the esoteric traditions, which have long been used as tools to transmit ancient wisdom. For Hall, these symbols were not just random images or icons. They were the building blocks of a universal language, one that transcends time, culture, and religion. By understanding the symbolism embedded in various traditions, we can begin to see a common thread that links them all together. Hall was particularly drawn to the study of secret societies, such as the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, and the Hermetic Order. These groups, while often considered mysterious or even controversial, used symbols as a way to communicate deeper truths about the nature of existence. For instance, the square and compass of the Freemasons, the rose and cross of the Rosicrucians, and the various alchemical symbols are not just decorative. They represent fundamental principles about the universe and the self. In Hall's view, these symbols were more than just a means of identification for these societies. They were a way of guarding knowledge. The ancient wisdom encoded in symbols was deliberately hidden from the general public, accessible only to those who were prepared to seek it out and understand it. This hidden knowledge, Hall believed, was essential for personal transformation and spiritual enlightenment. One of the key aspects of Hall's work was his ability to decode these symbols and reveal their deeper meanings. He saw the use of symbolism as a way for initiates to access a higher level of understanding, one that could not be achieved through ordinary means of learning. Symbols for Hall were not just about memorization or intellectual comprehension. They were keys to unlocking a deeper, intuitive understanding of the universe and our place within it. The esoteric traditions, according to Hall, were deeply connected to the principles of Hermeticism, an ancient philosophical and spiritual system that teaches about the unity of the cosmos and the interconnection between all things. One of the most famous Hermetic sayings, "as above, so below," reflects the idea that what happens on a cosmic scale is mirrored in the individual. The symbols used in Hermetic teachings, such as the caduceus or the Ouroboros, represent the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, and point to a greater cosmic order. Hall also believed that understanding symbols was essential for anyone seeking to embark on the path of initiation. The journey of initiation, which he described as a process of spiritual awakening, requires an understanding of these symbols to fully comprehend the lessons they impart. Without this knowledge, one would be unable to interpret the world through the lens of esoteric wisdom. As we continue, we'll dive deeper into the concept of initiation in Hall's philosophy and how it's intertwined with the decoding of these sacred symbols. The journey of initiation. In the world of Manly P. Hall, the process of initiation is not just a ceremonial act. It is a profound spiritual journey, one that leads to a deeper understanding of oneself and the universe. Hall viewed initiation as the key to unlocking the hidden knowledge contained within symbols, as well as a crucial step toward personal and spiritual transformation. But what does initiation truly entail, and why is it so important in the esoteric traditions? Initiation for Hall is a process of spiritual awakening and self-discovery. It is not something that can be attained through simple intellectual study or surface-level understanding. Instead, initiation requires a willingness to undergo a transformative journey, one that involves discipline, inner reflection, and a commitment to the pursuit of higher knowledge. This journey, Hall believed, is essential for anyone seeking to access the profound truths encoded in the symbols of the esoteric traditions. In many ways, the process of initiation mirrors the allegorical journey of the hero found in ancient myths and stories. The initiate must face trials, confront their own limitations, and undergo a personal metamorphosis in order to achieve enlightenment. This process is not linear. It is filled with challenges and obstacles that serve to purify the initiate and prepare them for the deeper mysteries that lie ahead. Hall often spoke of the importance of self-mastery in the initiation process. The initiate must learn to overcome their own ego, desires, and attachments in order to reach a higher state of consciousness. This requires a deep commitment to inner work, including practices like meditation, contemplation, and self-examination. Through this process, the initiate begins to understand the true nature of reality and their own connection to the divine. One of the key aspects of initiation in Hall's philosophy is the idea of the inner temple. This inner temple represents the individual's consciousness, where they can encounter the deeper truths of the universe. Just as ancient temples were built to house the sacred knowledge of the gods, the initiate's inner temple is a place where the divine wisdom is revealed. It is within this space that the initiate can begin to decode the symbols that hold the key to the universe's mysteries. But initiation is not a solitary process. While it involves deep personal transformation, it also requires guidance and mentorship. In the esoteric traditions, initiates were often mentored by experienced teachers or masters who helped guide them along their journey. These mentors provided valuable insights and taught the initiate how to interpret the symbols and teachings that would lead to enlightenment. As we move forward, we'll explore how the study of alchemy and magic ties into this journey of initiation, and how these practices are intertwined with the esoteric wisdom Hall sought to uncover, alchemy and the spiritual transformation. As we continue our exploration of Manly P. Hall's teachings, we now turn to the fascinating realms of alchemy and magic, two crucial elements in the process of spiritual initiation and transformation. Hall was particularly interested in how these ancient practices, once thought of merely as primitive forms of science or sorcery, were deeply connected to the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. To him, alchemy and magic were not just about the physical transformation of materials, but were powerful symbolic tools for the inner transformation of the soul. In Hall's view, alchemy was an allegorical journey, a process of transmutation that mirrored the spiritual path of the initiate. The goal of alchemy was not to turn base metals into gold, as commonly believed, but to purify and elevate the soul. This great work, or magnum opus, represented the transformation of the base aspects of the human condition, such as ignorance, materialism, and ego, into higher, more refined qualities of wisdom, understanding, and spiritual awareness. For Hall, the stages of the alchemical process, such as calcination, dissolution, and conjunction, were symbolic of the stages of spiritual evolution. In the same way that an alchemist would dissolve a substance to purify it, the initiate must dissolve their lower self in order to attain higher consciousness. The process of alchemy was seen as a reflection of the journey from ignorance to enlightenment, from darkness to light. Magic, in Hall's philosophy, was not about invoking supernatural powers to manipulate the world around us, but rather about understanding and aligning oneself with the natural forces of the universe. Just as the alchemist sought to transmute lead into gold, the practitioner of magic sought to transmute their own consciousness, mastering the hidden laws of nature and the cosmos. For Hall, magic was a form of spiritual science, a way to understand and harness the power of the divine forces that govern the universe. But magic, like alchemy, was not a practice that could be undertaken lightly. It required discipline, control, and a deep understanding of the esoteric principles that underpin the universe. Magic was seen as a means to elevate one's consciousness and draw closer to the divine. However, Hall warned that it should never be used for selfish purposes or to gain power over others. True magic, in his eyes, was a means of achieving harmony with the universe and the divine, rather than controlling it. As we continue this exploration, we will see how Hall's study of the mystical and magical traditions was not just about acquiring esoteric knowledge, but about using that knowledge to foster a deeper connection with the divine and to awaken the latent spiritual potential within each of us, the mystical and the divine, understanding the hidden forces. As we delve deeper into the world of Manly P. Hall's teachings, it becomes clear that his study of alchemy and magic was not merely academic. It was a path to understanding the deeper, invisible forces that shape our lives. Hall believed that the universe is governed by a set of hidden laws, spiritual forces that are often beyond the reach of ordinary perception. These forces, he argued, can only be understood through a process of spiritual awakening and self-mastery. One of the key principles that Hall emphasized was the concept of the divine spark within each individual. According to Hall, all human beings carry within them a fragment of the divine, a spark of the cosmic consciousness that connects us to the larger universe. This divine essence, which is often obscured by the distractions and limitations of the material world, can be awakened through spiritual practices such as meditation, self-reflection, and the study of esoteric knowledge. The idea of the divine spark echoes the teachings of many mystical traditions, from Gnosticism to Hermeticism, which emphasize the importance of connecting with the divine essence within. Hall saw this connection as essential for achieving true enlightenment, an awakening to the truth of our divine nature and our place in the cosmic order. But how does one access this hidden wisdom? According to Hall, it requires more than just intellectual study or the acquisition of knowledge. True understanding comes from a direct personal experience of the divine. This experience, however, is not something that can be forced or rushed. It is a process that unfolds gradually as the initiate deepens their understanding of themselves and the universe. The study of symbols, rituals, and ancient wisdom is part of this process, but the ultimate goal is to achieve a direct experience of the divine reality. Hall's teachings were deeply influenced by the concept of the inner journey, a journey that takes place within the depths of the soul. For him, the quest for knowledge was not just an intellectual pursuit. It was a spiritual awakening, a process of discovering the hidden dimensions of reality. This journey, however, was not without its challenges. The initiate had to confront their own inner darkness, their own limitations and ego, in order to reach the higher states of consciousness that would allow them to perceive the hidden truths of the universe. As we continue our exploration of Hall's teachings, we will look at how these mystical and spiritual practices were not just about self-improvement. They were part of a larger cosmic plan. Hall believed that the purpose of human life was to reconnect with the divine and, in doing so, to contribute to the spiritual evolution of humanity as a whole, the cosmic plan and the evolution of humanity. As we continue to explore Manly P. Hall's teachings, it becomes increasingly apparent that his view of spirituality was not solely about personal enlightenment or self-improvement. Hall believed that the journey of the initiate was deeply intertwined with a much larger cosmic plan, one that involved the spiritual evolution of humanity as a whole. This larger perspective is one of the most significant aspects of his work, as it suggests that our individual spiritual awakening is not just for our benefit, but is also part of the collective awakening of the human race. Hall's vision of the cosmic plan is rooted in the idea that all of creation is part of a grand divine scheme. According to him, the universe is not chaotic or random, but rather follows a set of divine laws and principles that govern everything from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. These laws, which Hall referred to as the mysteries of the cosmos, are the same principles that guide the spiritual evolution of humanity. In Hall's view, the true purpose of human life is to align ourselves with these cosmic principles. We are not merely individual beings navigating the physical world. We are part of a greater spiritual whole, and our journey toward enlightenment is ultimately about contributing to the spiritual awakening of the entire human race. This idea echoes the Hermetic principle of as above, so below, which suggests that the spiritual realm and the material realm are interconnected and that our individual spiritual growth has an impact on the world around us. For Hall, this process of spiritual evolution was not something that could be rushed or forced. Just as the universe operates according to natural laws, so too does the spiritual development of the individual. The initiate, through the study of sacred symbols, meditation, and the practice of alchemy and magic, slowly refines their consciousness and brings it into harmony with the cosmic order. In doing so, they become part of a greater spiritual current that is gradually transforming the world. One of the key aspects of this cosmic plan is the idea of the universal brotherhood, a concept that underpins many of Hall's teachings. He believed that as individuals awaken to the divine truth, they begin to recognize the interconnectedness of all beings. This recognition leads to a sense of unity and brotherhood that transcends racial, cultural, and religious boundaries. In this sense, the work of the initiate is not only personal but collective, as it contributes to the greater good of humanity. As we move forward, we will see how Hall's teachings on the cosmic plan were not just theoretical, they were meant to be lived and applied. His vision of spiritual evolution was one of active participation, where each individual plays a vital role in the unfolding of the divine plan. The role of secret societies in the spiritual awakening. As we continue to unravel the profound teachings of Manly P. Hall, we now turn our attention to the important role that secret societies played in the transmission and preservation of esoteric knowledge. Hall's deep interest in groups such as the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, and other mystical and philosophical orders reveals his belief that these societies were not merely cloistered gatherings of elite individuals, but vital institutions that preserved sacred wisdom and guided the spiritual development of humanity. According to Hall, secret societies were the custodians of ancient wisdom that had been passed down through the ages, often in coded or symbolic form. These societies, which have long been shrouded in mystery, served as the protectors of knowledge that, if widely disseminated, could have been misused or misunderstood. Hall believed that much of the profound spiritual and philosophical knowledge of the ancient world had been encoded in symbols and passed on through these secret traditions to safeguard it from those who were unprepared or unwilling to understand it. The Freemasons, for example, used intricate symbols and rituals to communicate philosophical truths about the nature of the universe and the human condition. The square and compass, the pillars of the temple, and other Masonic symbols are not merely decorative. They represent key concepts such as moral integrity, the search for truth, and the pursuit of enlightenment. For Hall, these symbols were not just ceremonial, but represented the very fabric of esoteric knowledge, hidden in plain sight for those who knew how to interpret them. Hall's study of secret societies went beyond just the Freemasons. He delved into the teachings of the Rosicrucians, the Hermetic order, and even earlier traditions like the Pythagoreans. These groups, though often misunderstood or misrepresented, played a crucial role in the spiritual development of the individual. Through their rituals, symbols, and teachings, they guided initiates toward a deeper understanding of the mysteries of the cosmos and the nature of the divine. However, Hall did not view these secret societies as being exclusive or elitist. On the contrary, he saw them as a means of preparing the initiate for a deeper, more personal spiritual journey. The secrecy surrounding these societies was not to keep knowledge hidden for the sake of power or control, but rather to ensure that only those who were ready could gain access to these transformative teachings. Initiation into these societies was seen as a process of self-purification, preparing the individual to handle the profound wisdom that they would encounter along their journey. In the next section, we will explore the connection between these ancient traditions and the modern world, and how Hall believed that the wisdom preserved by these secret societies could help guide humanity into a new era of spiritual awakening. Bridging ancient wisdom and the modern world. As we move forward in our exploration of Manly P. Hall's teachings, it becomes clear that one of his most profound insights was the connection he drew between ancient wisdom and the modern world. While many people in the contemporary era have dismissed esoteric knowledge as outdated or irrelevant, Hall saw it as timeless, offering crucial insights into the challenges of modern life. For him, the teachings of secret societies, the use of symbols and the process of initiation were not relics of the past, but living traditions that could still guide humanity in its spiritual evolution. Hall was a firm believer that the wisdom preserved by ancient civilizations and secret societies held the key to solving the problems of the modern world. He argued that the scientific materialism of the modern age had led to a spiritual crisis, leaving people disconnected from their higher selves and from the divine forces that govern the universe. In this context, Hall saw the resurgence of esoteric wisdom as essential for the spiritual renewal of humanity. One of the key aspects of Hall's vision was his belief in the integration of science and spirituality. While many in the modern world saw these two realms as separate and even opposing forces, Hall believed that they were complementary. He argued that the ancient philosophers and mystics understood the interconnectedness of all things, seeing the physical world as an extension of the spiritual realm. For Hall, this understanding was essential for humanity to move beyond the limitations of materialism and into a new era of spiritual enlightenment. Hall's teachings also emphasized the importance of self-awareness and inner development. He believed that individuals today could still access the wisdom of the ancients through the same methods of initiation, meditation, and study of sacred symbols. While the world had changed dramatically since the time of the ancient mysteries, the underlying truths remained the same. It was up to the modern initiate to tap into this ancient knowledge and apply it to the complexities of the modern world. This idea of bridging ancient wisdom with the needs of the present is especially relevant in today's society, where many people feel disconnected from their spiritual roots. Hall's teachings offer a pathway to reconnect with this deeper wisdom, showing that the symbols, rituals, and teachings of the past can still provide profound insights into the challenges of modern life. As we continue our exploration, we will see how Hall's vision for the future of humanity was one of spiritual unity, where people from all walks of life could come together in pursuit of a higher truth, one that transcends cultural, religious, and philosophical differences, the universal brotherhood, a vision for spiritual unity. As we approach the final stages of our exploration into the teachings of Manly P. Hall, we come to a concept that lies at the very heart of his philosophy, the idea of the universal brotherhood. Hall believed that the ultimate goal of the spiritual journey was not only personal enlightenment, but also the collective awakening of humanity. His vision of the future was one in which individuals from all corners of the world, regardless of race, religion, or cultural background, would come together in pursuit of a common truth. This truth, according to Hall, was the recognition of our shared divine nature and our interconnectedness with all beings. The concept of the universal brotherhood is rooted in Hall's understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. Just as the cosmos operates as a unified whole, with every part influencing and being influenced by every other part, so too are human beings interconnected at the spiritual level. For Hall, the realization of this interconnectedness was a key aspect of spiritual awakening. Once individuals recognized that their own spiritual growth was linked to the growth of others, they would begin to see the world differently, through the lens of unity rather than division. In Hall's view, the traditional barriers that separate people, such as race, religion, and nationality, are illusions that obscure our true shared nature. These divisions are the result of ego and ignorance, but they can be overcome through the pursuit of wisdom and self-realization. As individuals embark on their spiritual journeys and awaken to the divine truth within, they will come to understand that their differences are superficial and that beneath the surface, we are all part of the same cosmic family. This vision of spiritual unity was not limited to individual transformation. It also had a social and cultural dimension. Hall believed that the awakening of the individual would ultimately lead to the transformation of society. As more people realized their interconnectedness and began to live in accordance with the divine laws of the universe, they would create a more harmonious and just world. This world would be one where people work together for the common good, where knowledge is shared freely, and where the pursuit of truth takes precedence over material gain. In the context of modern society, Hall's vision of the universal brotherhood serves as a powerful antidote to the fragmentation and division that often characterize our world. In an age of political polarization, social injustice, and environmental crisis, Hall's teachings offer a path toward healing and reconciliation. By embracing the principles of unity and interconnectedness, humanity can move beyond its current challenges and create a future based on cooperation, understanding, and spiritual growth. In the final section of our exploration, we will reflect on the lasting impact of Hall's teachings and how they continue to inspire individuals around the world to seek deeper truths, pursue spiritual growth, and contribute to the collective awakening of humanity, the lasting legacy of Manly P. Hall. As we reach the final chapter of our journey into the teachings of Manly P. Hall, we reflect on the profound impact his work has had on both individuals and the world at large. Though he passed away in 1990, Hall's legacy continues to influence those who seek deeper truths, spiritual growth, and a better understanding of the mysteries of the universe. His teachings remain as relevant today as they were when he first shared them, offering timeless insights into the human condition and the cosmic order. One of the most powerful aspects of Hall's work is his ability to bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and contemporary issues. His ability to weave together the teachings of secret societies, mystical traditions, and ancient philosophies into a cohesive framework has made his work a valuable resource for anyone interested in esoteric knowledge. But beyond his intellectual contributions, Hall's work also serves as a call to action, an invitation to embark on the spiritual journey that leads to self-discovery, enlightenment, and the recognition of our interconnectedness with all life. Hall's teachings continue to resonate with spiritual seekers, philosophers, and students of the occult. His seminal work, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, remains a cornerstone in the study of esoteric wisdom, serving as an encyclopedic guide to the symbolic language of ancient civilizations. Through his vast body of work, Hall provided a roadmap for anyone seeking to understand the deeper truths of existence, the nature of the divine, and the hidden forces that govern the universe. But Hall's influence is not limited to academic circles. His ideas have had a profound impact on a wide range of individuals, from modern-day mystics to those working in the fields of psychology, philosophy, and even the sciences. His vision of the universal brotherhood, which calls for a global community united by spiritual truth, continues to inspire movements that seek to create a more just, compassionate, and harmonious world. In the end, Manly P. Hall's teachings are a reminder that the quest for knowledge is not just an intellectual pursuit. It is a spiritual journey that transcends time and place. By understanding the deeper hidden truths of the universe, we are better equipped to navigate the challenges of modern life and contribute to the collective spiritual evolution of humanity. As we conclude our exploration of his work, we encourage you to take the next step in your own journey. Whether through further study of Hall's writings, engaging with other spiritual traditions, or simply reflecting on the symbols and mysteries that surround us every day, remember that the path to enlightenment is one of continuous learning and growth. The wisdom of Manly P. Hall will continue to illuminate the way for those who seek it.